Well, greetings, friends, and welcome to the Gospel Underground Podcast. This is episode 148, ASSLDAR on repeat. We are broadcasting live, live for us, not from our back patio today. We almost did an outside episode. We didn't. I'm too tired, Jesse. We are in the shed quarters here as usual.
It is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day here in Blacksburg.
It really is. We're getting sunny and 70s right now and 50s, even high 40s at night.
Oh, it's so nice.
I'm not even going to have to
your ice bath is just like a water bath now, right?
You don't have to use as much ice, and so it's going into the sweet months where I won't be tempted to buy a very expensive water chiller to plug into my ice barrel.
Jesse, give it at least 5 months.
That's right.
Until it starts getting warm.
That's right.
You want to do it.
You know, I've got these new microphones that are designed for doing interviews with two people. And so I was saying, Jesse, we'll test them on the thing. But I was like over ambitious. I got back from an 8-day trip. And this whole week has been like re-engaging with the wrestling ministry. We had our residency training, which is teaching. I'm writing 2 talks for a men's retreat Friday and Saturday. I had 2 podcast episodes. We have another episode coming next week. Exit 149 that was recorded before 148 on Christian nationalism. You guys will love that. Well, Jesse, today, though, we have the wonderful blessing of...
It's not a review.
Revisiting.
We're not that into it, so sit right back.
It's time for Reviewish.
It's time for Reviewish. We talk books and tech and movies and things, but don't care enough to write anything. It's not a review. We're not that into it, so sit right down. It's time for Reviewish.
That's going to be in my head all day.
Jesse, it should be. That's my friend Michael Bond. He's a jazz musician from New York, performs in New York City. He was gracious enough years ago to do that job for us. Reviewish. We actually have to tweak this song for this particular.
We need to include meat.
We are that into it this time.
We still didn't write anything.
Yeah, we're not going to write anything. But Reviewish, man, you've been telling me that you have a new cooking instrument in your backyard, and I'm excited to hear about it.
I got a Blackstone griddle.
Let's go.
I got, it's...
I've
been
bacon and eggs
it.
in the backyard.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, the 2 things that I've been doing with it the most so far. So I got a Blackstone. My uncle in town had one, and I watched him do like a little hibachi, chopping things up on there, and I was on
wow,
that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I just forgot about it.
Rice popping and jumping.
He's chugging the choo-choo on the stacked up onion with some oil in it.
Nothing like a Caucasian guy in Christiansburg acting like a Japanese chef, Jesse.
Yeah,
that's a joke about a local restaurant here in our community.
Hibachi. You get anyway. Yeah. But I never thought more about it until my neighbor told me that the Walmart was having a big sale. And so I went down to the Walmart. And
the Walmart.
Yeah, you got to put the definite article in front of it if you're around here. It's either the Walmart or you can pluralize it. Yeah. Walmarts. So I went to the Walmart.
Our podcast is taking a very interesting turn today.
And dude, they had it for like 50% off. I got this big old 36-inch griddle, and I have been making bacon, pancakes, sausage, and you can reverse sear. You can get that thing really hot.
I was going to say, people don't realize it because they usually think about grilling steak. Steak on a griddle is better because the whole thing gets crusted.
Yeah,
right?
so I've got some beef tallow that I made in my smoker. So I'll just slap that on the steak that's already been smoked. Yeah. Throw it on there for about a minute or two each side, and
yeah, that's doing it right, man. That's doing it right. I don't have a Blackstone grill. I have a griddle insert for one of my grills. I love doing like vegetables, peppers and onions, mushrooms, that kind of thing on it when you load them up. So, hey, I got a Reviewish for something. There's always the opportunity where you can go and buy, some chicken, steak, fish, whatever meats at your local butcher in your grocery store or whatever. But like, I'm a little nervous just buying random brisket, because it's expensive anyway, right? It's just expensive. And yesterday we had Brisket Fest with the wrestling team to kick off kind of our
I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah,
I saw the pictures. I was hungry when I saw it.
And so I ordered some briskets. They weren't the most expensive you can find online, but they're pricey. But this company called Porter Road Butchers, I was very impressed, Jesse, with the qualities of their premium select meats And I think I'll probably order from them from time to time. Obviously, this is nice stuff. It's not like, get your ground beef for, whatever dollars a pound it is on sale at the Kroger's. Do you call it the Kroger?
Yeah, when it's Kroger, you actually do the definite article and the plural.
And the plural, the Kroger's. Porter Road Butchers, man. If you're looking for something nice, like for an event kind of piece of meat, man, I would highly, highly recommend. And, of course, I probably should reviewish the ice barrel at some time, Jesse, but not today. We'll do that on another time.
You know what we should do is we should do an episode from the
with the
ice barrel.
Hey, you can do that. You got to wear a hat.
That's what I'm talking about.
Put the microphone.
I'll sit outside. I'll bring my folding rocking chair. Yeah, you be in the ice barrel.
That will be the most watched.
Well, YouTube it. That could be the beginning of the YouTube video launch for us.
You guys know we do video on these podcasts. We primarily use them for clips. My good friend Colin Girardi, who interned with me this summer, is still cutting clips for us as our social media guy for the Gospel Underground. We put them on Vimeo, not to be viewed there, but just to be able to download, shift them around, embed them in web pages, and then put them on like the Instagrams.
The Grams.
And our most recent one actually got like I think it's up to like 500 or 600 views. So we get a little views on the videos there. But
imagine.
But in the ice barrel.
But imagine. That's when you're a real influencer, Reed.
Well, there are some clandestine hidden behind on people's phones that will never let them out into the wild of me doing influencer videos.
I know.
And you know this. Like I think there's like 7 or 8 of them out there.
You're the true and better David Goggins.
Where I'm clowning Goggins and some guy that one of my friends like online named Tyler, who's never wears a shirt and talks about gambling God and like being like everyone out in the world being softer than him or something. But those are funny. Those will not be online.
No,
my
you
wife
don't want to
said
show those.
Someone will use those against you because they're so ridiculous. They're so ridiculous. Well, we're wrapping up what we're here to do today, guys. Thanks for staying with us though for those first few minutes of shenanigans. Wrapping up Real Witness and a Raging Culture. We began this series saying, hey, look, what does it mean for us to live an evangelistic kind of lifestyle in the cultural polarized moment that we find ourselves in, maybe even, a negative slanted world towards maybe Christian things in today. And so we just have been going to ASSLDAR. And so we're just summarizing that up today by putting ASSLDAR not on blast, but on repeat. In fact, that is the R, Jesse, in ASSLDAR, repeat. So we've shared, and I'm going to quiz you. When we say live among, what do we mean, Jesse, when we give the A in ASSLDAR?
Yeah, so really what this means is, so I actually just used some of the ASSLDAR with my small group.
Awesome.
To say that we want to live our lives among our neighbors, among our coworkers, among our, essentially in overlapping ways, so that we're not just isolated into sort of Christian subcultures or
I heard a guy say it this way: a hermetically sealed bubble covered with fish.
That fish eating
a Darwin fish.
A Darwin fish. That we want to be out there in the world. We want to be interacting with our unchurched neighbors, with even with the ideas of the world. But
I love that world overlapping. That's the key word for among. You want your life to overlap so that we can share our lives. We can be authentic human beings, let people know us, who we really are, our hearts, and even in deep friendship. And look, we are the Christian guys, so we share the gospel.
Yep.
We do well by listening, right? We listen because we do want to know. And the phrase that we shared here was like, what makes people tick? Their loves, their affections, the things they treasure and worship, like maybe premium select meats, and what ticks them off, the things that they think are the enemy, that which needs to be thwarted and defeated in the world. And by doing so, we hear our friend's heart, right? We see what avenues perhaps there are in order to share the good news with them. Sometimes we need to disrupt, right? That somebody has settled beliefs on certain things, and we want to use an indirect method to ask questions. And we put a bunch on our website. If you go to that episode, there's questions there. Ask questions of people so to get them to doubt their foundational assumptions of life, so that there might be openness to a different view or a different story. And certainly the story we want to tell is the one of the saving God, Jesus Christ, crucified for our sins, risen from the dead, ruling and reigning the kingdom of heaven coming. And then last episode, Jesse, we talked about giving good answers, right? When we share the good news with somebody and they ask, this is a Keller quote, right? Why should I believe that? Well, then you're giving a reason for the hope that you have, and you're doing what's properly called apologetics.
Yeah.
Which we said, Jesse, is not best situated in academia per se, but in the context, right, of mission.
Yeah.
And then we're answering whose questions? Well, someone's actual questions, a real person that we have knowledge of.
That we've listened to, that we've shared our life with, that we've been among. And
that's right.
Yep, that's right.
That's right. And so the reason why we don't do ASSLDAR and we do ASSLDAR, which is the kingdom where love and light and the kingdom vanquishes the kingdoms of darkness. We do ASSLDAR, not ASSLDAR, because we want to live this way.
Yeah.
Repeat simply means we want to live this sort of lifestyle. Put it on repeat, steady state witness with people in culture, among share, listen, disrupt, giving good answers over time. Now, Jesse, why might this be important over periods of time?
Yeah, that's good. So I'll give it two reasons. One is because it's shaping us. Yeah. So you know, a lot of times, even now, I've been a Christian now for almost 30 years, and 20 of those years in full-time ministry. And there are still times where I feel kind of like a rookie when I'm like trying to share the gospel with someone, and I'm like,
clumsy,
clumsy, right? And so some of this is not just getting better at being on mission with God, but also having it shape me, so that it's sort of like, this is the default. Yeah. This is who I am. I am someone who has been redeemed by God's grace, brought into the kingdom of God, and now I represent him. I'm an ambassador.
Right.
And really an ambassador has to love where they're from, be prepared to talk about it. And so, you know, it shapes me. But secondly, I think if we're on repeat, we're essentially living kind of just consistently among, and we're able to have, often it's not the first time that someone hears the gospel, or that someone is among, around someone who's a believer and listening to them, that they believe. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about this again with my small group. I'm casting vision to the group to, hey, let's be among, let's be on mission, let's be,
we out here.
So what we're doing right now is we meet 4 weeks a month. One of those 4 weeks is a mission week. So we're out. Yeah. We're not coming in to do a Bible study. We are going to go out somewhere, and people. And it could be scattered. Yeah. So sometimes it'll be like, hey, everybody, this is the week where you want to invite an unchurched neighbor, a friend to, go have a meal with you.
Have some Porter Road steaks in the backyard, perhaps.
Yeah. Come over and have a choo-choo onion stack in my griddle. But it's also like this first one, we're all going as a community, as a small group. Our local brewery has an outdoor space, and you don't have to drink. So if you're not into that, there's food trucks, and
if you are, there's opportunity.
Yeah. And there's a food truck
for
and a
moderation, not drunkenness.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the disclaimers.
And so I was sharing, like, hey, this is an opportunity to invite your unchurched friends who you're already overlapping with. To come and it's not like, hey, come to church and hear the pastor preach. It's come hang out with my friends. And there's one of my friends there was like, yeah, but our unchurched friends have told us they don't want to be invited to church
stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's why we're going there. And secondly, that's what you said to me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But here you are, and you're here because of this on repeat.
Yeah, and I think that brewery might be the one you're talking about. I'm not sure.
It's an old church building.
It's an old church building, yeah, which is got layers to it. Yeah, Jesse, that's fantastic, because like we do want our friends that aren't Christians to hang out with our friends that are Christians. Mm-hmm. At least some of them, maybe not all of them, but at least some of them. Mm-hmm. And this is a wonderful opportunity that takes place over time. And look, here's the thing, guys. Circumstances of life happen, right? Things change in people's stories, right? There are things that maybe maybe somebody who loves money, trusts money, all of a sudden he's broke or something. There's an openness in those moments, right? It's a providential circumstance.
That's right.
People have children, right? All of a sudden you got holding a baby and man, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll ask this guy who seems to have decent kids, like, how do you do that? It's another opportunity because you're amongst to share Jesus, because you shared your life, right? And you might talk about like how to be a dad. And then you will be kind of merging into the story of God. Remember the gospel diamond. Where are we at in this? Are we in a fallen situation? Are we in where the hope of promise is needed? All pointing to Jesus calling us together in redemption and mission. We need to allow from that. So in other words, repeat means we need to stay out here, right, amongst people. We need to continually share our lives. We need to continue to share the story of Jesus, the saving God. We need to listen to people as they go through the ups and downs and all arounds of life and circumstances, because life under the sun is difficult, right? It's challenging. And, we need our friends. You may have a non-Christian friend who's a doctor or knows how to, like, kill yellow jacket nests. Like I've got to accomplish this task, I think, this evening. And I would have done it today.
Dude, if I'd have known, I'd have brought I've got all kinds of these spray cans, foam.
But you saved me, because I would have just gone in right midday when they're swarming around.
No, you got to go at night when they're sleeping.
Right? You may have friends that know things that help you, and you start to share life with one another. And certainly, we do pray, God, disrupt the status quo for our friends, so that they might need something more that's in their life, and they'll put a longing there. And then pray, Jesse, we believe God saves sinners. So, like, God save them, right? Like, passionately pray, patiently teach, answer questions over time. I've seen this where there's a cumulative dialogue of questions being answered, and the openness grows, and then all of a sudden, you're baptizing a friend or something, and this is a beautiful, beautiful day. So we allow God, the Holy Spirit, to do His work that only God can do, while we do the faithful walking that we do, right? So, Jesse, we've gone to ASSLDAR, and we were about to come into a series that we're probably going to call it Image of God, Rethinking Gender and Culture. And then after the Answers episode, we had multiple people contact us, right, about like, hey, we want you to do that. Like, hey, when you talk about reasons for Christian stuff, you should do that on the podcast. Right? We're here now, fresh. And so I reached out to you, and you were kind of feeling similarly. And
and I even just a few days ago, someone else grabbed me and said, hey, I've been listening to the podcast. Have you guys thought about doing like a whole series on just like giving those reasons, giving the answers? Actually, we're thinking about it right now.
Yeah, we're thinking about it right now. So because of that, you guys writing in, texting us, and some of our friends, we're going to do more over the next several months. We're going to look at good reasons for kind of basic Christian teaching, Christian things, and specific cultural things. And both of our travel schedules are heavy this fall. To do, you guys know that I try to over-prepare for doing something new, and so I want to read a little more on the Image of God, Rethinking Gender and Culture series. So what we're going to do, we'll start with good reasons for Christian things, move into cultural things, with the last thing bridging into that new series, probably in the spring, when we go into gender ideology together. So we're still got our plans intact, but guys, we're going to give you what you want here, right? On, hey, what do you need? You need a little talk about that? We got that, right? To all our friends out there who write, and we do love hearing from you. So info@gospelunderground.org. Those of you local or know our cell phones, hit us up. Jesse, do you have anything for us? But as we look back at the walls and parapets of ASSLDAR, realizing the kingdom that is our home, we are being sent. You use the word ambassador. I love that. But one day we will arrive, what John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress called the celestial city, our destination. Now we live for that kingdom amidst the people and ideology in them borderlands. Jesse.
Yeah, just two thoughts as we leave, as we go on repeat. One is just how amazing and unbelievable it is that God not only saves us, but then we are the means in which He uses to accomplish His mission. Right? He's on a mission.
That's right.
That He would use you and me.
Amen.
And then 2 is let's just keep remembering to pray. Bonhoeffer said that if I really love my brother, I'll talk to Christ about him more than I'll talk to him about Christ. And I saw in your notes you had Bill Bright said something similar, right? Before we first talk with God about people, and then talk to those people about God.
Yeah.
So I would just say, hey, as we repeat in prayer that God would work.
That's right. And you know what happens, Jesse? When we live this kind of life on repeat, I don't know about you, man, but I tend to pray more.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, Lord, what's the best approach here? How do I serve here? How do I love here?
And when we're praying more, we
share more.
Talk more.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. For this series, we hope it's been insightful, enlightening, and encouraging. The Gospel Underground podcast is produced in partnership with the Bonhoeffer House. Review us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon's, YouTube's, wherever you might listen to podcasts. 5 stars. Please write up some sentences. Hey, these are helpful. Send your comments, your feedback, questions you might want us to take up here. See, we are responsive to info@gospelunderground.org. We are a dialogue taking place in the borderlands between the church and culture. Hope to see you out there. Peace. And Jesse.
Yeah, look at the hat, man.
I got a Bonhoeffer
nice
House hat on today, guys.
Nice.
Watch that video. Ice barrel cometh. Peace.